You wanted it, now you got it. Oh yeah, you'll be entertained. Welcome to the House of Grim podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, and to my tens and tens of fans, this is the House of Grim podcast, and I'm your host, Grim Grimes. My co-host, Dan Bob, was unable to make it tonight. He was pretty tired from work, so, rest up, Dan Bob. But we do got a guest, and our guest is Jordan James from the Let Loose podcast.
Yo! My bad, dude. That's a habit. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? So
Appreciate you having me on here, bro.
I appreciate you coming on. So
Okay.
We're not just going to talk about wrestling. I want to get your take on, your podcast stuff and how you got started and all that. So let's go into my first question. How did you decide to start a podcast?
Well, I anticipated it, for years. I wanted to do it, but I didn't really have that stable person. I didn't feel like that they could do it with me on a consistent basis. Turns out he was there for years. I just, we get on them Xbox chats and we, some of them chats and conversations that we've had that
I was there for some of them.
Right. If we published those and made them public, we'd both be canceled right now. So, yeah, but I was like, man, there's just some way we got to channel this into something that we can ultimately shed like a positive light with it. So me and Sam just one day we decided it was time and sat down and started recording on something, and it's been taking off, man. We're about 2 years. We're a little bit more than 2 years into it now, and yeah, but that's basically what we wanted to do.
Nice. And you guys have added a third member as well.
Yeah. My dog, Wes V, came into the fold. He's been in the fold now for some months now, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But, yeah, he's awesome addition to the team, man. Hands-on help. But between the three of us, man, and we pretty much make it do what it do, giving weekly content for the most part. We all got lives, kids. You do what you can do. You know how it is, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Case in point, Dan Bob, a little tired from work, wasn't able to make it. Understandable, working that we are. So
I was ready to see that man too. I haven't seen that man in years, bro. Years. I ain't seen you, brother.
Well, we'll have you on again.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah. My next question for you. Any suggestions for those who are starting out, like how they can grow their audience? Like, because you guys are closing in on 500 subscribers?
Yeah, about 475, I believe.
Okay. Like we're sitting at like 66 right now.
Yeah, you're doing really good, really fast, man. By the way,
yeah,
you're doing really good things here, man. I there's not too many like strong wrestling podcasts that I'm that in tune with, and the ones that I do see, I don't like a lot of them. So, but you guys are doing good on here. Keep it up, man.
Yeah, we decided to go a little different, not just like wrestling updates. We're trying to get actual interviews, and even if it's indies, you know what I'm saying, just interview.
Yeah, that's cool.
Find out.
I seen you guys went to that event too, and what you guys met Rhino, and he signed Dan Bob's shirt or whatever. Yep. That's really dope, man. That's really cool that you guys got to go to that.
Yeah, we plan on going to more stuff like that. Like in December, they have that Pure Pro Wrestling company actually has a show here in Flint that we're going to go check out.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool, man. But I just some tips to answer your question though, to like get some more followers, man. Just stay consistent on it and don't have unrealistic expectations for unrealistic time periods. don't go into it thinking you're gonna get a couple hundred subscribers, no problem. Within 6 months or 3 months, don't really set goals for yourself, but keep it realistic.
Right.
Aim high, but at the same point, understand that it's a process where if you're not going to pay for it, because you can always pay for promotion too. We've never done that. But when you start up, you're like, okay, I'm gonna tell everybody I know. My circle will tell all their people, and their people will tell all their people. That usually phases out somewhere around 100 people, give or take. Because just because somebody said they're gonna subscribe, don't necessarily mean they're gonna. Yada yada yada. Our main platform is YouTube. So YouTube is based solely on an algorithm. So if you do one good video that takes off and hits to people that it's that audience that YouTube suggests it to. And one good video is all it takes, man. And then off of one video, you can get plus 20 subscribers, plus 10. But stay consistent on it. Got to stay on social media. Make shorts. Content, man. Yeah, consistent content will build you followers.
Yeah, I found that we've actually gained quite a few subscribers through our shorts. Just stuff that I'm like, I don't know if those work or not. Like we have the weighted Dan Bob minute. That we are consistently doing. I feel like more if we do that more and more often, it'll start to grow a following. But yeah.
And the thing with keep doing those shorts too, because if you get monetized on YouTube one day, you gotta have so many shorts views. Yeah, that's one of the
1 million or something like
that. Yeah. So I mean, you really gotta stay consistent on those, man. It could take some years to take off, And some people look up and they hit one, and it happens just like that. It just all depends, man. It really does.
Yeah. We've been averaging, for the most part, on most of them, about 500 something views. But
yeah, I take that.
Yeah,
I would take that, no question. So, that's good.
Shockingly, just old Dan Bob standing in front of the ring at the hockey game. Like, wait a Dan Bob minute. We came to hockey and wrestling broke out. Did more views than Rhino. Take that, Rhino.
Uh-oh.
Woo!
That's dope though. But yeah, just stay consistent on those, man. Them shorts, you just never know. It's the simplest shorts that have the most views on YouTube. Yeah. I mean, my son watches the most goofiest, randomest shorts on my phone. I don't even know how he finds them, where he gets them from. I'll look at it. It's the most simplest, dumbest looking short, simplistic as it comes, man. You can't even think of doing a video of something this simple. It's like dropping marbles on the floor and reversing the angle and it coming back in your hand. That has millions of views, man. Simplistic stuff. It sells.
Then they have the whole aspect of first time I uploaded a clip from that Pure Pro Wrestling, one of the matches, and I recorded a little slow motion, and I uploaded it using somebody else's sound. Because you
got flagged.
No, didn't get flagged. That's an aspect of the shorts now. They have somebody will release a popular song. You'll see all these shorts with that same song in it.
Oh yeah.
You can
use trending song.
Yeah, you can use those sounds or whatever. So I did that for the first time with this song, and they actually did pretty well. So
yeah, that's what's up.
All right, what's your favorite part of doing your podcast?
Probably when an athlete, most likely, or a celebrity does something incredibly stupid on the night right before we record. So I can give my show a whole new meaning when we say let loose. Like Ja Morant with the gun, flashing the gun on IG and all that dumb shit, and just whatever it is, man.
How many times has he done that? Twice?
Twice that we know of. I think 3 times, but twice is what got him in hot water. But I mean, you flash a gun on Instagram and you cost yourself millions of dollars. I mean,
dumbass.
Yeah, to say the least.
Dumbass for sure. Yeah, that's.
But I mean, so that's probably my favorite part when we get a subject where we can just really let off on somebody, and I love it when me and Sam really go at it. like we disagree over something, so we'll really start getting into it. I don't really care for it too much at the time, but on the playback when I'm watching it back, I'm like, man, that's pretty good content, you know, because people don't want to see you on here agreeing with everybody for an hour and a half straight, you know. Just we keep it honest. We agree on a lot of things, but more importantly, when we don't, we gonna call each other out on that bullshit, and that's probably my favorite part about it. And giving back too, you know, our random giveaways and all that shit, bro. I love doing that, spreading the good word and just being able to. Some people have said that, hey, I watch your shit every week. It helps. It does this, that. Just anybody who can give their time of day to watch my stuff, and I can bring some positivity or just help you in some kind of way. Like, that's cool for me.
Right. Yeah, I like the fact that, you know, you guys don't always agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that adds realism to it.
Yeah.
Like me and Dan Bob, we disagreed about the old. He was fully convinced that Zilla Fatu was going to be the one called up. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, "There's no way, it's not happening." I don't even think they signed him
to join Roman. You talking about?
Yeah. And
yeah, that was the word for. Like a couple months ago, I thought that too, but I stopped thinking that as of late because it just died down, and they haven't signed him yet. No. Correct?
No.
Right.
No. The last person from that family they signed was Lance.
Lance, right? Lance Anoa'i. Yeah, and he's supposed to go to NXT, I believe. Correct?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, because the last thing I seen of him was that they signed him, and I saw a picture of him like with a bunch of other people at the Performance Center. So,
well, that's good.
He's probably too green to put on TV yet, but he'll be up there in no time, I'm sure.
You took a chance. I don't know about Tama Tonga and Tom Maloa, but I know Jacob Fatu obviously was wrestling. He had quite some experience when you brought him in. So, and he's a bona fide superstar. So that was a good move. Like, they definitely made it interesting with that regard. But yeah, you can only bring in so many new guys at one time. You know what I mean? It's so cliche. If you would have just brought Zilla Fatu and then.
Do you think the bloodline's starting to get to the point of the NWO? There's too many. It's too watered down. Not yet.
No, I like this. What they got going on, I like it.
I agree, but I could see where people are getting fatigued with it. You know,
it's like the same ending of show episodes is kind of what, when the Solo, they outnumber him obviously for like 2-3 straight weeks or whatever the case is, and then you finally get one like last night on SmackDown. Things are evened up now, starting to look in the shaping up in the right direction. Good thing with the shit, the paper or the live event next week, so good thing they finally got another member and all that shit. That was pretty cool. But out of everything in wrestling right now, I think that the Bloodline story is my top go-to right now. Like, that's the thing that has my interest the most peaked right now in wrestling, because The Rock is going to come back at some point and get involved in all this shit. I think he's the one calling the shots.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm
saying? He's the one that sent Solo and all that.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like, and that would be a great fucking angle. I hope they follow through with that. The Rock is going to play.
That's for sure what they're going to do. That's going to be that's going to lead to WrestleMania, Rock versus Roman, which they wanted to do last year.
I wanted it last year, yeah.
But they had to cave to that crowd, man. That crowd did not want it at the time. So they wanted Cody to finish that story.
And that's fine now, because if they end up doing this and Rock is behind the scenes, I'm good with that, because as long as we get Rock versus Roman this year, that would be awesome. Or next year. I don't want it to be like 3-4 years down the line. Rock's not getting any younger. No disrespect. That's the final boss. And he is the final boss. But I'm just saying, bro. That's why I wanted that match then. So.
All right. My next question for you, for my audience who they might not be subscribed to you, what are the topics that you cover on your podcast?
Sports, trending, gossip. Now, we cover the sports, obviously anything trending. We go over wagers for sports, football, basketball, and just anything that happens in the world. Like, I don't know, Will Smith slaps Chris Rock, or You know, we do random stories too, and we shed light on it, like a lot of tragedy stories, nasty shit that happens in the world every time. You know, not every time, but a lot of times when police murder an innocent person, we call them out on it. Stuff like that, man. I try to do something different. It's an entertainment podcast, but we do a lot into sports right now because the football season, you know, we're football guys, but we just try to bring a different variety of things to the YouTube platform in a podcast sense, you know. We don't do religion. We don't do politics. Everything else we'll talk about.
Those are two topics I think every podcast should steer clear on, unless you're, you know, a religious podcast or a political podcast. If you're doing entertainment or anything else, I don't want to hear your, like Jim Cornette. He gets going on politics a lot, and I love Jim Cornette. But man, I don't need to hear your politics, Jim Cornette. Just tell me about wrestling.
Yeah. Certain people for that, certain people not for that. Like there's some people I don't mind hearing their political thoughts and beliefs on something, and then certain people it's just like, why are you speaking right now, man? Like, and you're not gonna agree with everything, you know, somebody says either. That's politics as well. You know, somebody will say 50 different things, and I might agree with, you know, 40 of them, but.
Right.
Them other 10, nah, bro, I can't get with you on those. But you say most of the right thing, yeah, I'm kind of in the same ballpark with you, bro, if I agree with you on that many of them. But yeah, leave them two topics alone. You wanted my advice to give to people building a podcast, leave religion and politics the fuck alone. For real. My bad. Can you swear on here, right?
Yeah, my bad. Yeah. I mean,
so you know better getting me on this fucking show, man. Come on now. Let loose in the building, baby. Let loose. On the House of Grim.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So, what do you think of today's product? I mean, you touched on it a little bit. Your favorite part is the bloodline, but what do you think overall about the product?
And like the state of wrestling today?
Yeah.
I think it's really good, man. It brought me back watching it after how many years? You know, we've been friends for over 25 years, man. And when we were kids, we loved it. It was the whole ordeal, and then through school, I watched it.
How as children, we didn't end up crippled or dead because of some of the stupid stuff. The whole commercial that they would play, like, before or after wrestling, like, you know, the "don't try this at home" did not apply to us.
No, not at all. Not in the least bit. Not in the least bit. But yeah, but you know, we love it as kids growing up, and then I kind of steered away from it, like right in high school, getting busy, and right after high school, and you just grow up, and it's like, it's not really the same. And then they went to the PG shit for a while, and that just got so played to me. All the big dogs were gone, and I would always watch periodically, like when The Rock comes back and, you know, they did the Rock Cena shit like that. I would tune in, watch little bits, you know. But I've been watching consistently probably like the last couple of years now, pretty much since Vince McMahon's been out of the fold, just because we've never seen that. So I want to see how it would go, how good Triple H would do, you know, him and his partner. And, man, they've really built something, man. They really have. And obviously there's things I don't like and there's things that I do, but I like a lot more than I don't. I will say that. I wish we had.
I feel like long-term storytelling is back. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely is.
Which is a needed aspect. Yeah, it's cool to have those short little stories sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But just that long-term storytelling, it makes a difference, you know?
No question, man. And the thing with me is trying to understand all of that too. Excuse me. Because when we're growing up, I don't know about you, but when we were kids, I didn't think about the storytelling in this shit. You know, you turn it on, you want to see the guy you like, you know, bash the motherfucker in the head who you don't like. You know, the guys who you really can't stand. And the guy, like, I didn't even appreciate a good heel back when I was a kid. Yeah. Like, I hated that person. You know, who the fuck are you to do? Like, who's this dude think like that? Wrestling used to get me mad for real, bro.
I mean,
I was one of the kids who thought wrestling
there were certain storylines back in the day that captivated me. Like, Undertaker Kane being his brother. Like, oh, crap. And, like, you know, Undertaker
just thought that
started a
was
fire. Yeah, I did too.
I didn't think it was a story, bro. I thought
but-
that shit was real. That's what I'm saying. Like,
they went from that bad blood all the way to like WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Before those two actually had a match. So
right.
it was like long-term storytelling. Like, no, I'm not gonna fight you. You forced my hand.
Word.
So.
Like I just didn't get all that back then. I thought I was one of them people who thought, bro, I swear to you, I don't think I realized wrestling was like scripted until I was probably in high school. To be honest with you, I was late to the party, man. I was late to the party. Like when getting in fights growing up, I was trying to do them wrestling moves, go run up, spear somebody, get the edge on them, start beating their ass, man. Like, come on, he did it. Why can't I do it? You know,
Yeah.
so. I don't know. I like a lot of the shit about WWE. I like how Triple H is giving them time off too for the holidays.
Yeah.
I like how they're pre-recording certain shit, but it's cool because when you see how shit plays out, and people record obviously the dark matches and then they'll post them, so the spoilers are out there. It's like, okay, you knew Bronson Reed was going to join the new Bloodline before it happened.
Yeah.
What you didn't know was supposedly Seth Rollins, that was going to be what prompted him to join Roman's team in the midst of all that and their beef. And in one of the shows, like, I think, didn't Seth, like, get back at him or something? But that's the angle it was pointing. So Triple H knows all of this, yet there's always that twist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
no one expected CM Punk.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that shit.
No,
like, now,
neither.
somebody did say something like that, like, a couple of weeks ago. Like, I did see an article on it, so... Some people knew. Some people had the idea. But, I mean, you weigh out all the options and shit. Dude, I honestly think had it not been for that lawsuit, I think that would have been Brock Lesnar.
Bruh, yeah. I mean, I saw a lot of rumors about him, and I even speculated, with the whole phone, not having service or whatever. I was like, could that have been like him at Brock's ranch? You know what I'm saying? Because he's way up there in who knows where, Canada.
So just he don't get service or some shit, you mean?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I didn't really know what to make of that phone call, to be honest, but I knew that I knew Heyman wasn't pulling no shady shit on Roman because, I mean, that would make no sense into the story and what put him out, He stayed loyal to Roman, and that's what basically all this comes down to is the rightful heir to that throne, that tribal chief throne. I don't like how, like, okay, Solo's got a pinfall over Roman the last paid live event, but Roman got one over him the one before that. And they seem to forget that when they're like, oh, Solo has pinned the GOAT and all that. And, Rikishi's always talking off the wall crazy and all that shit because don't let anybody remotely shade one of his sons. He's going to be on a rampage trying to go in and go all out, bro. Like, they are pushing your sons just fine, bro. Oh, Solo, they are. It definitely shouldn't have took Jey Uso that long to win a singles title. And then for him to lose it that fast, that was some hoe shit. But now you see why they had to do it like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that we have a WWE champion who doesn't defend his title but once every couple months to schmucks and all of that, man. Be the same guys he's already beat, and I don't like that, bro. I think Cody Rhodes. I think his reign is a joke. His championship reign is a joke. They dropped the ball with that.
Here's my problem with him and his whole title run. It should not. You're finishing, and this is across the board for everybody.
I know what you're going to say.
They need to change finishing moves. You know what I'm saying? The finishers need to be finishers. You know what I'm saying? If you're a top guy and you hit somebody, you're Cody Rhodes. You hit him with your finisher.
Crossroads.
You hit him with the crossroads. That should be 1, 2, 3 into the match. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna let him kick out of something. Like, hit him with a Cody cutter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see where you're trying to hit three crossroads in a row to put down a Solo Sikoa. You know what I'm saying? I could understand it at like WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's done that too many times. It's like you make yourself look weak. So
I just think they emphasize the wrong because, dude, if he hits a clean Cody cutter off of like the turnbuckle or the ropes, I think that shit looks more devastating than the crossroads. Honestly, that shit looks rough. That should have been the finisher, and yeah, they don't. They make him work harder for that shit. Definitely. But
I don't know how the back would hold up. 15 years of hitting a Cody cutter.
Yeah, it's hard to find that that killer move anymore, man. I hate when people do like repeat move. Like I hate watching Kevin Owens deliver a stunner. I hate how much the Usos use super kicks. Like dude, I don't like that shit.
The super kick is the most overused
facts
move. I mean, it's not just WWE. It's AEW. It's every indie promotion. Everybody does the super kick, and every last one of them smacks their fucking thigh. They all want to be Shawn. They all want to be Shawn Michaels, but they can't be. Like, just stop it.
Yeah. Nobody's ever gonna deliver a kick like that again, man. That's just, man. You remember when Shelton Benjamin jumped off the rope and he fucking dude, I don't care if it's taking a bump. I don't care about that.
Did you see
that shit?
Did you see that AEW? They recreated it and he kicked the person.
I don't watch AEW. They did that shit.
Yeah, I'm not big on them either, but I did see that.
I watched the big boys. I watched men. That sounded wrong, but yeah, you get.
I watch
dumbass.
I retract my statement.
I watch men's.
I watch men, not boys. It's 2024. Nobody's gonna question me.
All right. Favorite memories of watching wrestling as a kid.
Oh hell, we touched on that too, bro.
Yeah,
but outside of us beating the shit out of each other, me and Grim Grimes, we loved the APA when we was kids. Ooh. And we are avid Michigan Wolverine fans. So we created the WPA,
the Wolverines Protection Agency. Oh boy.
And then we go around and we'd hound people like our sisters, like, yo, you pay us for protection or else something's gonna blow up in your face and you might end up eating your dirty laundry or something. Doing all this shit, man. Playing, we had our own belts, and I mean, your mom, she had all the belts, and man, we had all the gear. It was so fun, but just the excitement. I think my favorite memories as a kid was the excitement, and you never knew what was going to happen, and the build up, if you ever got to watch a pay-per-view back then, because obviously it wasn't as easy as it is now. Yeah. Like you had to pay for the pay-per-view, the this and that. Bro, I was dead when y'all was on here talking about WrestleMania. You told Dan Bob, man, I love it when Mom ordered WrestleMania. We might not have cable for the next month or two, but WrestleMania is gonna be fucking awesome.
Hell yeah. It was the truth. We grew up poor, man, and if those pay-per-views, that was like $70.
Yeah, I mean, but
back then,
bro, they hit.
They did, but I'm like,
and when you missed it, bro,
yep, like, we ain't watching cable next month. We're gonna miss Monday Night Raw.
I missed Mondays at school because they happened on Sundays, right? They were always on a Sunday.
Always on a Sunday.
So then we'd go to school Monday, and if I didn't get to see it,
tired as hell.
I didn't get to see it. Yeah, you go to school. Well, no, I mean on the ones I would miss. Like say I didn't get to watch that one, but so you didn't know what was going to happen. Back then, we all didn't have internet like that. I didn't get internet till late. So you couldn't just get online, look that shit up. We didn't have cell phones to look at. Like it wasn't like that. So you had to literally wait. You had no way of knowing who won what, bro. It was crazy. Like I remember when that night Chris Jericho became the first undisputed champion, where he beat Stone Cold and The Rock. Yeah. I had no idea who won, who was the undisputed champion, because I missed that pay-per-view. I didn't get to see it.
You remember Monday? You remember when you didn't get the pay-per-view, tuning into the pay-per-view channel in the hopes that it would like unscramble just enough for you to
from the snow.
Oh, I knew what happened. Yeah. I knew that was gonna happen.
So dog, I was dying, bro. Like Monday, I'm like, who won that championship? Like I'm dying to watch Raw that night so I can know. Yeah. And then my mom picked me up from school. And then we went to the grocery store, and then some lady at the store was talking about how she can't believe fucking Chris Jericho won. And I'm like, Chris Jericho won? how did he win that? What happened? And then, but waiting to see what happens on, Raw. So you had to wait. I missed that shit too, the anticipation, because now you can get on one of these damn things and look up anything within 2 seconds of, you couldn't do that shit back then. There's no suspense. There's no thrill in anything no more, man. Google knows everything.
All right, I'm gonna throw a wrestling memory out for you. You and me, we were watching, I believe it was SmackDown. And Brock Lesnar was facing off against the Big Show. Do you remember this?
I do remember this.
All right. So we're sitting there watching it, and Brock goes to get Big Show up for a superplex off the top rope. And I remember just turning to you and being like, they're going to fucking break something. He hits that superplex. Bam! The whole ring fell down. The whole ring fell apart. We were going nuts.
Yeah, that was insane that you called that.
No.
That was utterly insane. I forget. Yeah, we did watch that shit. That was funny. We watched a lot of shit, bro. You remember we watched when the Pistons won the championship in 2004, that final game with the Lakers. When it was at your house. We started throwing water and shit in your living room.
Oh man, good times.
Yeah, that was great. Good thing we didn't wake up your pops, though. R.I.P. to the legend, man. He ain't play that shit. Don't wake him up.
No. One time we made that mistake, and he came screaming out of the room, and everybody hit the ground. Like, oh, we're asleep.
We're in there like... Nothing to see here.
Yeah, y'all getting up early. Oh man,
good old day wrestling, man.
Yeah, kids, if there's any children listening, do not do what we did when we were younger, and DDT each other onto box springs and F5.
You're still an asshole for that.
Yeah,
you're still an asshole for that.
Yeah, well, that AA through that cardboard table to the concrete wasn't too fun good. Either.
That was fun. It was fun for me. Do not try that shit at home.
In fact, I think it was still the FU when you hit me with
it. Was. It was, and you got hit with some explicit taunt after that too. I remember vividly. Who do you think is gonna win? Can I ask you a question? Who do you think is gonna win that matchup at the War Games? The new Bloodline or the old Bloodline? Who do you think's got the edge now? Because we got CM Punk into the fold now. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman.
Man, so my brother, I didn't catch this moment, but my brother was over at his house earlier, helping him set up some computer stuff. And he showed me a clip that I had not seen. And it was Sami Zayn at one point stands up. And they're in the back, the Bloodline, all of them in the same room. He stands up and he throws a cell phone down onto the couch.
I seen that. I seen that.
What was that about? You know what I'm saying? Was he texting somebody that he doesn't want them to know about, or what, my prediction.
You don't have to give it away if you guys are going to do it on a show. I didn't know if you're going to save it.
My prediction is, I feel like Sammy might betray Roman. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I kind of have a feeling. But even if he doesn't, I can see The Rock showing up and costing him the win. Setting up for Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania.
Now that I could definitely see. I don't know about that Sami Zayn angle, just because long term it doesn't really make much sense, because that would invoke a feud. What, into him and Sammy, or I don't know about
him and
that.
Jay.
I think, and he pledged his loyalty to Jay because, I don't know what all these guys are going to do after this shit is over with, because, Jay's his own, and he ain't going to, be standing in Roman's OG bloodline for long, during this saga, obviously, but I don't know, man. I don't see that happening with Roman and Sammy. I could definitely see The Rock, though. I could see that happening because I definitely think he's the one behind all of this.
Oh, he's definitely behind it.
Or Roman's team wins, and then where do they go from there?
So that's the thing. I don't think you can go like at that point. You're just ending the story where the new bloodline wins. You know what I'm saying?
Well, actually, I don't think you end the story because Roman and Solo still have to go 1-on-1, bro, for the Ulafala. They still got to have a tribal chief match, bro. Yeah. And maybe that's where The Rock comes in. I don't know, but
I think he's like I said. I think he'll ultimately cost them the match.
I think that's a better odds of that happening, like I said, than the Sami Zayn. I just think maybe the Sami Zayn was just like a thing where somebody's phone went off that wasn't part of the show, so he just tossed it like to get it out of because it wasn't supposed to be part of the scene, and then obviously the other camera caught it, and then they uploaded it, so everybody's gonna make a spectacle out of it because there is a lot of meaning behind a lot of these little subliminals that you catch obviously from WWE. Like you told me about that shit before WrestleMania last year, and I think that was still their plan, where The Rock was assaulting Cody Rhodes, and on the pictures of the truck you seen pictures of John Cena and Stone Cold. And Stone Cold was supposed to be that, but they couldn't come to an agreement where either Stone Cold was there or financial, whatever it was. But that was supposed to be Austin, and everybody knew that. And it ended up being The Undertaker.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think they may have threw the swerve in there with The Undertaker just because so many people did catch that, because people are kind of getting like the feel for Triple H. Like you'll see stuff in the background, it's like, oh, it's whatever. No, he's pointing out.
It means something.
Yeah, so it means something. So
it does. And that when they had the what was the Survivor Series when Roman Reigns returned? Not SummerSlam. It was SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. So the poster to SummerSlam was a picture of Solo and the New Bloodline in a car, and Solo had his hand on the car and he was looking at the camera. In the wall of that layout was an MJF from AEW. It was his logo of how he does his name in the wall. Mm-hmm. So, what the fuck did that mean? And if you look up that flyer, it's still there, bro. It's the MJF is still in that fucking flyer. I don't get what that meant. I'm like, did he just poach this guy? Is this guy coming to WWE? It wouldn't make no sense to throw him obviously into a mix with Solo, but I'm just saying, like on the poster, the initials are still there, bro. So some shit is legit, I guess, and some shit's just to send you on a wild goose hunt, maybe.
All right. Have you ever been to a live event? I don't know if you have or not.
No, never been to one.
Really?
No, not once.
Man, not even. I mean, how far away from Philly do you live?
About 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Man, that'd be the place to go.
I know they always do that shit on a work night, though, man.
Well, I mean, it is Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown.
I'd want to go to a PLE if I ever went to something. Yeah, for real. On a weekend, like go out of town or something. One day, maybe. I mean, it'd probably be on the bucket list. It'd have to all align itself good. But one day, I definitely would like to go. We should go, man. That would be dope.
Yeah, I've been to 2 Raws.
Both. Man, you was at that historical shit where Shane McMahon came back. You bastard.
Yes, I was. He was there at the second Raw I went to as well. He came out and did a Shane O'Mac dance at the top of the stage, and everybody's, you still got it, and he bowed to the Detroit crowd.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's on the bucket list, though. I plan on it one day.
The second Raw wasn't exciting, obviously, as the first one, because you had the whole Shane McMahon returning, but if I remember correctly, at the second one, I believe Dean Ambrose drove an ambulance out, because I think he was feuding with Brock Lesnar at the time or something like that, and he drove an ambulance out. But
right. Yeah, I don't remember. I wasn't really like in tune watching it. Like that was one of the times I was kind of faded away
Yeah, see,
from it.
I stopped watching like college, so like right around 2009 ish. Like I still kept up with it a little bit, but like 2010 through 2014, completely out of the loop. Like I would hear stuff from friends and all this and that, and then I got back into it. Went through my divorce, and I started going back and watching wrestling and stuff just for something to do. And man, that was right around the time that, like, when I got back into it is when the Shield split up. So I like missed like all the Shield run.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I had to go back and familiarize myself with it as well because I missed all that shit too. I would come back and watch every once in a while because Brock Lesnar would come back, and I'll turn shit on all the time to see him mess somebody up. Certain stuff like that.
Yeah.
The Rock made an appearance, so then I'll have to watch that YouTube video and see what else is going on. And it just got to a point where I kind of given up for years because like there was all these names of people, and I didn't like so many of them, man. I didn't see the appeal in so many of these characters being pushed, and every time I tried to turn that shit on for 10 minutes at a time, it's like, what am I doing right now? I can't get with this goofy bastard. Like, what is going on here? What is going on here? The Santino Morelas, the Cobras, and the fucking all them weirdos, man. Like, what's going on here? What's happening? They had so many goofy superstars, man, that was getting the
Santino is just a comedy character. I do gotta thank him for one thing, and that's John Cena.
Good Lord.
Me and the boys be in the Xbox party chat, and we'll be saying John Cena to this day.
That man's fool. Yeah. That man's a fool.
Oh man. So if you could change anything about the product today, what would you change?
The champion, if you want to call him that.
So you take the belt off of Cody?
Yeah, man. Like,
I think they're hitting toward a heel turn for him here.
Oh Lord!
I don't know if you've seen where he was like he got mad at somebody because they were talking about him.
Yeah, I've seen that Carmelo and yeah. And I don't know if they'll do that, but I can tell you one thing I'm not liking is if they're trying to make a face turn for Gunther. Bro, he's like a savage heel, and it's looking like they're trying to make him face.
Keep him
heel, please, and thank you. Yeah. I don't like that at all. I
don't think everybody needs to have like a face run, like what I'm saying, or a heel run. Some people are just meant to be something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
like Rey Mysterio, he was meant to be a face the entire time. I couldn't imagine like Rey doing something like stupid, like I don't know, like
no, that's what his son's for.
Yeah,
that's what his son's for.
Exactly. Now that
he
man
does it great.
That man
is a bona fide heel.
They need to leave him heel. He has so much heat. I don't even think you could turn a face.
You can't anytime soon.
No.
But dude, one day, years from now, I think he'll be one of the biggest stars in WWE in like 5 years from now. I really do. He definitely will. He's got everything. He really does.
I want to see him like really lean into the fucking Eddie Guerrero stuff. Start cheating and stealing.
I mean, he's on his way. He's doing that shit now. They're starting to give him more and more, but I think he's a bona fide superstar.
I want like the full on like Eddie, like he gets the belt, throws it at the other guy, falls down, ref turns around, rings the bell.
Yeah, you'll probably see some shit like that. Yeah. And then what they're also doing now is like somebody with Braun Breaker, like he's kind of face, kind of heel. Yeah. So they're kind of testing the waters, I think, with him, kind of seeing what they can get out of him if they want to see him heel, face, but. That's kind of different too, he can kind of play as a face and a heel depending on, where he's at and what he's doing. He's unpredictable.
I'm not a huge fan of his.
I like Braun Breaker. I like him.
He's explosive and fast and all that, but he reminds me too much of Goldberg. Yeah.
No, man, he's way more talented than Goldberg, bro. Way more. That man can move. He actually can wrestle, bro. Pulling off Hurricane Ranas and all that shit, bro.
Yeah.
He is mad good, bro.
I just, personally, I just don't see the appeal of him.
And he's getting better, on the mic too, and that's really good. Like, he stands simple, but it's hitting. Like, you seen what he said about Ludwig Kaiser, bro? That shit was so funny, bro. He cut a promo on Kaiser because, he salted him a couple weeks ago on SmackDown, and he's like, you standing there, you're like, I'm Ludwig Kaiser, and I suck. Dude, he was snapping, bro. But he's starting to get better. He's starting to find his niche. So I like him though, bro. He's got potential, and I think he can wrestle. But I definitely think they're gonna play, around with his character, see what they can do, face and heel. But they definitely, like I said, Gunther, leave him as a heel. And one other thing I wanted to say that I would have changed up until a couple weeks ago, because now it's looking good, is I felt like LA Knight needs to make a major title run. Like, this dude's like 40-41, but he is about as big a star in the business as there is, and it's time. Just, I know he just got the U.S. championship. He ain't been champion that long, but
I really don't. I could take him or leave him. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, he's a savage though, and it took me a minute, but it's a simple shit. But dude, he's got the mic skills, he's got the in-ring skills, he's got the physique. I mean, the guy's pretty much got it all. But he's over. Like, you have got to reward these guys, especially in their 40s, with title shots, man. Like, main title shots. Jey Uso's over 40 now. LA Knight's over 40. Both of them guys just won singles gold, bro, for the first time.
See, the way he's built and the way he looks, he just reminds me of a more charismatic Chris Masters.
Get the fuck out of here.
Tell me I'm wrong. Now you think about it. Look at him and be like, bro. Yeah, that's Chris Masters, but able to talk.
Not quite. He talks that shit. He's funny, bro. He rips into people. He's one of the most savage people on the mic in today's WWE, no question. But I felt like they kind of hit a dead end with him. I was like, okay, if you're gonna keep the U.S. belt on him, what the hell are you gonna have him keep mixing it up with what's Escobar? Santos Escobar, I think that guy's name is, and the other guy in his faction looks solid. He's probably going to be a stud. I forget his name right now, but I just felt like, what's next for him? And then Shinsuke Nakamura comes back and that makes sense. So they ignited a feud with those two, and that's going to be a good feud, I think. So up until a couple weeks ago, I felt like it was like, what are y'all doing with him? But I can see now, but overall, I want to see him get out of this U.S. feud sooner or later. Hell, even drop it to Shinsuke Nakamura and chase real gold, man, for real. Because that's a win-win in that situation. When Nakamura came back and attacked him out of nowhere, I like that. I'm like, oh, this is good. This is exactly what you need, because he kind of lost the spot. They didn't really have a spot or nothing to do with him, and you got to start pushing him too. That guy's got skills. So even though he can't speak no English hardly, I mean, that's, job requirements 101 in these day and age. You got to speak some English, man. I'm sorry, but that is what it is. But that's going to be a good feud, though.
If I could change one thing about the business, I think they need to bring managers back. You know what I'm saying?
Like, more of them?
Yeah. Like,
well,
I don't think everybody needs one. You know what I'm saying? But like Shinsuke, he could have a manager do all the talking for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I miss that.
He needs a wise man.
I miss the valets and all that.
I'll tell you what. Now that you mention it, one thing I would change about the business? This is my answer, and you can put this how you want it. This is the answer. The one thing I would change about the WWE is I would bring back chair shots to the head.
Dude, they'll never do it.
I don't give a damn. You ask me, I'm in charge. I'm the boss. I'm the Rock. I'm the final boss. We're bringing back chair shots to the head. Bread and fucking butter. It's the foundation on what wrestling was built. You got to bring back chair shots to the head. If you got to have lighter chairs, fake chairs, whatever, make them those pans that you cook, those styrofoam aluminum pans. You can make them aluminum chairs. We need chair shots to the head. I need that back, bro. It's too foundational in wrestling growing up, bro, not to have it to the head. I mean, everything's scripted. We know all this, but I need chair shots to the head, man. Did you see that Drew McIntyre and CM Punk? They can take wrenches and gouge wrenches at each other's head, but you can't hit nobody in the head with it. Come on, bro. Give me a chair shot. Some of the most savage hits ever was chair shot to the head. Bang! And
Dude, don't remind me of that. That Hell in a Cell was good. Borderline great. They just had one spot that made me mad. Don't tease thumbtacks and then pull out fucking beads. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm still mad. Still mad.
He wanted the tax. Yeah, the beads, I wasn't fond of it, but making each other eat, shoving them down each other's throats and shit, gouging your foreheads with wrenches, and I can't get a chair shot to the head, dude. Man. I don't know. I'm old school.
For me, the bracelet was the worst part of that story. You know what I'm saying?
Shouldn't have been in it.
Yeah.
That shit was played out after their first fight. Like, let it die there, man.
Dude, I said that I didn't think they should have kept going. Like, they should have stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were already... I felt like it was over with at SummerSlam. Like, it's done. Why keep going?
Yeah, I felt like they should have took an angle with AJ Lee instead of a dog. You know, because like you want to keep your personal, shit like out of it to an extent, but I feel like Drew McIntyre's wife to me would have been off limits because like she's not a part of the business. AJ Lee's not anymore, but she has, so she would have understood, and I think she would have been okay with using her as a part of the story. Like, I don't know, McIntyre had a one night stand with her or something. I don't know, something, or he's alleging something, just something like that would incense him just as much instead of a fucking dog. But I mean, hey, we love our dogs. I mean, I get that, but they did a little bit too much with the dog and the bracelet. I felt like for that shit to be as serious as it was.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I just did not care.
That was a great match, though, dude. That was a great match.
It was good.
And you didn't expect that much.
It would have been great with thumbtacks.
Let the thumbtacks go, Greg.
Nah, never.
Let the thumbtacks
Triple H, give me what I want. I'll stand by that one, man.
You give us beads instead of thumbtacks,
dumbass.
So, how excited are you for the move from USA Network to Netflix?
I'm very excited about it because I do not have cable anymore. Shit's too expensive, and I do have Netflix. And I have Peacock, so I get to watch all the live events, and starting January 1st, I'm going to get to watch SmackDown and Raw without illegally streaming it, so I'm looking rather forward to it.
Right on. I'm just excited for it to be not PG anymore.
Yeah, it's going to be TV 14 on Netflix.
Man, well, I think it's actually going to be unrated.
No, it's TV 14 because if you go on Netflix now, you can look and see the rating of it because it shows you shit coming soon. Right now, it says TV 14. Now, if they change it, they could potentially change it. I don't know, but now that's what.
Even TV 14 is better than PG, man.
Yeah, that fucking Attitude Era, all that shit was TV 14.
Yeah.
And the Ruthless Aggression, that was TV 14 until they ended up, out of it, and then they ended up going PG because Linda McMahon and her politics shit ruined the fun for everyone.
Hey, that's the Secretary of Education you're talking about there now.
Hey, all due respect, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I seen a tweet. It was like, how weird is American politics? And it says, this is the mayor of Knox County chokeslamming the newly appointed Secretary of Education.
I've seen that. Yeah. Funny how that worked.
It was Kane chokeslamming Linda McMahon.
No, it was Tombstone. He Tombstone. Yeah. I seen that.
Too funny.
Yeah, that shit was funny. He took good care of her on that too. Her head didn't even come close to the ground. Kane, you got to know your whole life's in that tombstone. You fuck up Linda McMahon, dude. You are finished at that point, boy. Vince would have had your ass. But shout out Linda McMahon, though. Go ahead and do your political duties over there. Make America affordable again, can you? Jesus.
Don't touch politics, remember?
Sorry.
Woo!
Fun being on here, man.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you coming. There's one last thing I want to get from you before we wrap.
Let's get it.
This is off the cuff right now. Your Mount Rushmore.
Oh, you bastard. I should have known you was going to ask me this. Mount Rushmore wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to change it up. I want your Mount Rushmore, your top four wrestling theme songs.
Wrestling theme songs?
Oh, yeah. This is a good Mount Rushmore right here.
Wrestling theme songs. Well, number one. Well, I won't put them in no specific order, but you mean like my favorite, or do you just mean like the four?
My favorite. Yeah, your top four.
Well, bro, If You Smell. As soon as If You Smell hits, bro, like that's just. It doesn't matter. He can be a face heel today, years ago. You're gonna like to me because obviously that's my guy right there. So I gotta go with The Rock.
Okay.
Next one I'm gonna have to go is probably Triple H, bro. Something about when that music hits and it's time to play the game, bro. Like Triple H did not fucking play no games, bro.
His secondary one, the King of Kings, was pretty fantastic too.
I like it, but not like I like the game though. Like that shit hits, bro, and it's something about that. But I'm gonna go Triple H. The next one, gotta go The Undertaker, man. I mean, just dong. You hear that shit, and it's you already know it's time to get down to business, and shit's getting nasty.
I wish at more sporting events, you know what I'm saying, they'd play that. Like when they're like introducing the teams and stuff. Like how cool would that be? Oh yeah.
They got rights on that, man. Yeah. Meek Mill tried to use that in a diss song years ago against Drake before all that shit, and they had to take it down before it even got within 24 hours because he violated copyrights of that shit. Didn't get permission. And yeah. So I'll go Undertaker 3. Oh, hell, 4, man. There's so many good music, but I'm gonna go Viva la Raza. We lie, we cheat, we steal. We lie, we cheat, we steal. You know, Eddie, Los Guerreros, man. Los Guerreros, vida, baby.
You ready for my 4?
Spit them.
Triple H, time to play the game.
Got to.
Undertaker.
Got to.
Number 2. Dude, there was nothing like Austin's music hitting.
Yeah, when that glass breaks, man. No question.
And then my number 1. It's a throwback. Hogan's original theme. I am a real American.
Yeah,
dude.
Fight for the rights of every man, bro.
That song hits different, man. Like, ooh. Like, I think that's his best intro song. Better than Voodoo Child. For sure.
I don't know. I don't know what's more ridiculous. Me leaving Austin off mine or you leaving The Rock off yours?
The Rock's is okay.
Okay. That's the biggest superstar the company's ever had, bro. That's crazy.
He's not the biggest superstar.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Might not be the biggest wrestler, but he's definitely the biggest superstar. The Rock is the most famous person on the planet, bro. What you talking about?
Forget about him.
Crazy, bro. Most famous man on the planet. That man might be president based on popularity one day.
I do want to take back. I got something I would change other than bringing managers back. And this is something we talked about. Remember when we watched WrestleMania? We were in the Xbox party. Bunch of us.
I do remember that, but what are you talking about, though?
and I think it was Sam that brought it up. The fact that everybody's fucking music sounds the same is because they're using this one group to write all their songs, and they're not seeing any incentive because they don't get I don't think they get royalties or something for it. So they're just, like, doing like the bare minimum, and so I feel like all their superstars, like, there's no real distinctive music anymore. And I want them to move away from that and bring, beg
Jim Johnston to come back.
Something.
For real. He created a lot of great themes over the years. But the thing is, I think we could see that being somewhat different as shit gets down the line now, because Triple H is in charge now, not Vince. Like, Vince was such a egomaniac, bro. He controlled their theme songs. Only if you were a top person did you have any say in anything alternating, and still then it might have been a fucking no. Like, Vince dictated your entrance music. That's what he wants you coming out to. That's what you're coming out to. Sometimes it's punishment. He's gonna make you do something stupid and make you look like a fucking idiot.
I can understand, not like, because music rights gets expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, if you're pushing somebody as a top person, they need distinctive music. Why do you think
CM Punk comes back and he uses Cult of Personality still? That shit. They have another band singing it now.
Edge had his music,
Yeah, like, top guy, you deserve that. You guys like that who get that much of a draw, who sell that much, bro. Oh man, you get whatever damn song you want, and you got a better chance now with Triple H, like I said, than Vince, because he works with people. Triple H gives people time off. He understands how it is doing that shit. So I think that's a good thing, though. We might start seeing some different music.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been fun. I'm glad to have Jordan James on. If you have not, please be sure to go check him out. I'll post a link in the description of the video for the Let Loose podcast. Him, Sam, and
Wes V, my dog Wes.
Make sure you go check him out, like, comment, and subscribe to him. And if you haven't, like, comment, and subscribe here. This is the House of Grim podcast, and you'll be entertained. Yeah!